What we are about to explore in today's episode of Infinite History is another mind-bending object that proves without a doubt the true builders of ancient Egypt and its amazing structures clearly had access to and abilities far beyond the conventional tool evidence left in the archaeological record. Anyone who has built or engineered a piece of complex material will tell you that it is truly impossible to intricately carve and polish incredibly hard rocks such as granite or diorite with primitive copper-based saws and chisels. Far more advanced power machining and tooling will be necessary to achieve the magnificence on display inherently within this statue. This diorite statue is said to be of the pharaoh Khafre, and 100% proves pre-dynastic ancient Egyptians or the true creators of this statue had access to advanced machinery that would allow them to create such a highly sophisticated and complex carving out of a single piece of diorite. This black diorite statue is supposedly pre-dynastic of the King Khafre and was discovered by the legendary August Marriott in 1860 at the bottom of a pit filled with rubble in the Valley Temple. Carved out of a single piece of black diorite, which is very coarse and dense igneous rock, formed deep underground by a combination of basaltic and granite magmas. Diorite can range up to a 7 on the Mohs scale of hardness, which is even harder than steel, only reaching up to a 5.5 on the Mohs scale, with bronze being a 4 and copper a 3. It is simply impossible for this stone to be worked with the copper tools that are on display in the Cairo Museum and the archaeological record from this time period of its perceived creation by the current mainstream archaeological theory. To even make a dent in this stone with steel, the tools must be specifically hardened and tempered, and still, a human would struggle to create such precision and perfection on display within this statue without some advanced tools that are powered, creating a mirror-like finish that reflects light. Carved and cut with three-dimensional reliefs, polished with a mirror finish that reflects light. The rear surface of this statue is planed absolutely flat, as shown here. The falcon headdress Khafre wears is one of the most complex pieces of this statue, with its tail feathers extending some 20 millimeters from the back of the statue. A monumentally complex undertaking that is not possible to do without copper tools. We would need today's most advanced machinery to create these extra dimensional angles. As we continue to explore this statue, across the torso and limbs, we find smooth radial undercuts perfectly aligned. Looking at the feet of the statue, it displays bones and polished toenails delicately placed with intricate precision. In this area of the statue, we encounter one of the most perplexing and confusing parts. Next to the feet, you will find hieroglyphs that supposedly mark its creator, Khafre, but they bear no resemblance in detail and complexity with the rest of the statue. These hieroglyphs are uneven, rudimentally carved, and not even polished, leaving one to question their validity of when they were placed and by who. This, even to the eye of a novice, is clearly evidence from a more primitive technique trying to claim ownership over a more complex and advanced creation, which is common practice across the entire planet in ancient building sites of monolithic and megalithic structures. As cultures would inherit these ancient structures, they want to claim them as theirs. Similar to how when a building is sold today, the name will be changed in a new owner's regard. This statue of Khafre is another stone laid on the scale of time, proving the true builders of ancient Egypt were magnificent creators and understood engineering to a level we today can only achieve and match by employing our most advanced techniques and technology. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned as we explore more of the ancient world here on Infinite History.